Hello everybody, this is Doug Fisher talking and you are gazing at the coach, David Schwartz. We're here at Santa Monica College track. It was a private track when we first got here. Now there's some folks here. Dudes, the personal trainers getting set. And there's a dude kicking a football over there. There's a mother and her child walking around. Kevin Costner was about earlier, looking great as always. Mambo Chicken has joined Dave. If you guys have any questions, get them in now, because Dave can't see those little pop-ups once he's got this cell phone. I can. If you have any questions or requests for me, or any questions for Mr. Dave, better ask him now. Mambo Chicken says, "Good morning, athletes." He's talking to everybody, including this gentleman right here. We got people joining up, Dave. We've got a whopping 5 so far.
Wow.
Do you want to tell us what this? I have no idea. Dave's got a piece of paper there. I have no idea. And just so you guys know, I think Dave and I ran 8 100s, 1 200. And somebody's asking, what are they going to practice today? A little bit later on, right in this field, I think there's going to be a soccer team. I just think it's like a little adult league, intramural thing or something like that. But I have no idea what Dave's written down on that paper. I don't even peek. Never even tempted. So Dave, you want to tell us what it's about?
These are tough today, but I put them.
Oh, well, then I'm going to fall miserably on my face. I'm
tough,
totally tired.
It's quick.
I also ran a 400 meters, folks, a shade under 90 seconds. So good for Dougie. Maybe.
Very good.
Coach, make Doug do snakes on the bleachers. Oh yeah, I've never. Those are the snakes right over there. Yeah, I've never done those. I see everyone doing them now. Every athlete, I don't care what the sport, but I don't see them get visibly better. Like boxers in the ring, I don't see them getting better at their craft. I see them developing some nice arms and some really good abs, but other than that. And somebody says, I'm from Sweden. With a heart. Okay, Sweden. We have 37 now, Dave. So
wow.
Maybe we've got a big enough audience. I see a lot of Russian here too. A few hearts. Oh, we're getting some hearts. Very nice. That's from Foxy. Whatever. Okay. She can get her workout on. She can get it on today. That's right. Yeah. At FNW01 said, "Damn," and I was thinking what he was saying. So real quick, Dave, what's the topic today before I get on the ropes?
I have 5 fighters that I'm going to ask you questions about. Is when they started their pro careers.
When they started their pro careers.
When they had their first world championship
Oh
fight.
my God! Oh my gosh!
And when they won the first world championship fight.
When they won.
And I'm making this brief today because Mr. Larry thought I dragged the questions out too long.
Yeah, that was my fault too.
but we're going to see how
I have a
this
part
works.
in that. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Dave. Hey, we have over 40.
Wow.
Dave can't see any of those things, folks. He can point the camera.
Okie dokie. So the first fighter is going to be my favorite fighter, who is Bernard Hopkins.
Oh, yeah.
And remember I told you I'm going to recommend one YouTube fight to watch every week. But what you have to watch is go to YouTube and put in Bernard Hopkins' 5th pro fight. You'll be amazed. Unbelievable how good he was in his fifth
Great
pro
call
fight.
by Al Bernstein, too. It was
it was on ESPN.
ESPN fight, yeah.
Yeah, and you won't believe Bernard Hopkins' defense is unbelievable, and his offense. Anyway,
He's the last of the great fighters, Dave.
So what I'm going to do is I want to know when did Bernard Hopkins have his pro debut?
1988.
Oh, God.
Am I right?
Oh, that's frightening. That is so good. I can't
Atlantic
believe.
City. I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the guy he fought, but he was a good, decent fighter.
Yeah, and
former Golden Gloves champ who Hopkins dropped him, but lost a 4-rounder.
Yeah, and who did he?
Can't have any of this out here.
And did he win or lose?
Yeah, he lost that fight.
Right. And what? How did he lose?
Decision.
Yeah.
Maybe a majority or split.
Yeah, majority.
Yeah.
Majority decision.
I think he scored a knockdown. And Dave, it was at light heavyweight.
And when did he have his first chance at a world title?
First chance at a world title was 1993 against Roy Jones Jr.
Right.
That was televised on HBO. Might have been packaged with Riddick Bowe's title defense against Jesse Ferguson.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that.
Okay, and when did
I know it was HBO televised. Jones won a unanimous decision.
Yeah. And that was on a
Bernard did okay, though. He was just tight, you know. And Jones was awesome back then.
You know, you might have a future, Doug. No, this is.
No, I'm just a degenerate boxing fan.
This is very okay.
That's all I was doing in the early '90s was watching boxing.
Okay, when did he have his next chance at a world title?
Next chance at a world title was in '94,
Yeah.
and it was against Segundo Mercado
Right.
in Ecuador, where Mercado was from, and it was a draw. Bernard got dropped twice and faded. I think the travel and the climate change and altitude, all that affected him, but you know, he still wasn't ready. But you know what? Great thing about this great fighter is his great trainer, Bowie Fischer, who passed away some years ago. He was always fine with that. He had no problem with losses, as long as his fighter did as best as he could at that time, at that stage of his career. And it always gave them something to work on for the next fight. And Bernard always learned from fight to fight. And I'll say this real quick about Bowie Fischer. The best thing that he did in the gym was hold Bernard back. He would not let Bernard Hopkins overtrain. Wouldn't let him spar too many rounds. And sometimes Bernard wanted to, and I witnessed this. He would just say, he'd just gently put his hand on his shoulder like, you could do one more, we could do one more, but we won't. And then he'd just go over and thank the other corner. Sometimes things were heated, you know what I mean? Like both sparring partners wanted to keep going at it. He wouldn't allow that. And in that way, he had a lot in common with the late, great Emil Carprusa. Never allowed the fighters to overtrain. And I'll add one more thing. I think a lot of modern fighters are overtrained. Lamont Peterson is one of them. I think he spars too much, and I could see it in his body.
And tell him how
overtrains.
Bowie Fischer wouldn't let him fight for one whole year after he had his loss. When he took him over.
Yeah. So Bernard goes to him in '89.
He brought him out of retirement,
right.
actually.
Yeah, Bernard brought Bowie out of retirement, but for 9 months to a year, they just had to start over. You got to have a foundation to build on. And he told me in 2000, maybe early 2001, he told me that Bernard Hopkins was a 10-year project, and that we wouldn't consider Bernard Hopkins ready for anybody until he was actually a complete fighter, or he wouldn't be satisfied as a coach himself until Bernard Hopkins was a complete fighter. And Bernard Hopkins was a complete fighter, but because he was willing to learn and he had a coach who had that goal, not just winning titles, not just winning fights, not just making money.
I knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Bowie Fischer was, his love was boxing. It was the craft of boxing. It was nothing else. Yeah. I mean, you know, you couldn't short him his money. He wasn't going to let that happen. But I mean, the craft came before everything else.
And it paid off. Right. So when did Bernard win his first title?
So that was in '95, and that was a rematch with Mercado. And he chopped him down and stopped him in the 7th round, I believe.
Fourth round.
4th round? What?
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, God.
Hey, you know what? Bernard could punch, man.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Bernard, you know, he was called an executioner for a reason. And that right hand was something else.
And where was that fight?
I think that was the Washington, D.C. area.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, Doug. No, I didn't think he'd get that. That was incredible. Okay, so now we're going to go Roy Jones. When was his pro debut?
Roy Jones's pro debut, I'm going to say 1989.
Right.
It was after the '88 Olympics.
Yep.
And of course he won.
Yeah.
Kicked ass, I'm sure. I'm sure it was a knockout.
And we know his first title, you just mentioned that.
Right.
Okay, now we're going to go to Felix Trinidad.
Oh, shoot, I should know this. Felix is one of my guys. I'm going to say 1990.
Yep, exactly.
Probably in Puerto Rico, Dave.
Right. It was. No,
this is going to be crazy. I'm going to guess he won by knockout.
Yeah.
Kid could punch okay.
Yeah, he did.
If memory serves me right. His first world title shot was Maurice Blocker. It was probably 1992. 1993. Okay, so he was built up for 3 years.
And where was that fight?
Maurice Blocker fight. I'm sure it was on one of those big Don King undercards, man. I'm going to say Las Vegas.
Yeah, San Diego.
San Diego.
Okay.
Oh, shit, wow.
So that now,
Cool. I didn't know.
and this is a shocker. I was looking at it. Who was a female judge on that fight?
Oh, Guinevere.
She was.
Yeah.
And who was the referee?
I'm going to say Lou Filippo.
No, but close.
Did he just retire?
No, he's now a ref in Las Vegas.
Oh, Robert Bird.
Right. Great ref. He's
Oh,
a great
yeah.
ref.
He's gotten better with age.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's not as slick as he used to be. He used to have some footwork, people. Robert Bird used to be able to work in some moonwalks into his official.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
No reason for me to lie about that.
He's a great official.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah. Okay, now
And underrated, I would say. Little bit.
he's respected.
Yeah.
But he used to take over the fight, and he stopped doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, he's gotten better with age, yeah.
Yeah, he's much better.
He's not pop blocking anymore.
Okay, now Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler. I'm going to say 1974.
Close.
Oh, shoot.
73.
73?
Yeah.
Because I know he won the AAU middleweight amateur title in 73, so I figured it was the following year, but he must have won that and then just turned pro. So, yeah, wow, early 70s.
So
Hey, that's a different era.
and where was his first fight?
I don't know, somewhere in Massachusetts, right?
Brockton High School Gymnasium.
Nice. Who
His
was it?
first
Who'd he
fight.
beat? I have no clue.
I don't know, but he won a 2-round KO.
Yeah.
And
That
then
makes
when
sense.
did he get his first title? Yeah.
Whoa, boy, it would be a long time. Not until 1980, right? Against Vito Antuofermo?
Well, you know, he fought
he have
for the world middleweight Massachusetts title.
Who was that against?
That was against an undefeated guy named Mike Corbett,
Okay.
and that was in '77.
Okay. I
But
don't
his
think that
first
counts.
no, that doesn't
I
count.
think his first title shot.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of fights. Obviously, a lot of years under his belt. But like Bernard Hopkins, he was a complete fighter by the time he got that shot.
So
And that was a controversial draw, and that was at Caesar's Palace in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
and that was in '79.
Oh, that was in 79.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was 80.
Okay, so that was a draw.
Right.
So Vito still kept the title, but then he lost it to someone else.
Right. Alan Mincher.
Right, exactly.
And then, I'm sorry, I almost called him Bernard.
Yeah,
Marvelous fought Mincher in England.
yeah.
I'm going to say it's either 80 or 81.
Yeah,
I'm going to
80,
say
80.
I'm going to say 1980, yeah.
Yeah.
And he chopped Mincher up, I think
Yeah.
third round
Yeah,
stoppage.
right.
A lot of blood and then a lot of beer bottles.
15-round fight.
Yeah. 15-round fight, yeah.
Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
And then.
And that wasn't like just the WBA or WBC. That was the World Middleweight Championship. The BC and the BA belts were they were like a package with the middleweight division. And when the IBF came around in 83 or so, 84, they instantly recognized Marvin as the champ.
Yeah.
So he was undisputed champ. Marvin Hagler was the first guy I saw with like a belt going across here, a belt going across the other shoulder, and then a belt around the waist. That like triple crown.
And he was always in shape.
Always.
Unbelievable.
Always.
I used to go watch him work out in Palm Springs. He'd work out in this hotel when
Yeah.
he was having fights in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible.
You got some good stories, Dave. We gotta bring you in the ring studio downtown. Talk to you a little bit about some of this stuff.
Okay, so this is my last one.
All right. You're
Purnell.
listening to the Mambo Chicken. He knows. That guy knows TV.
Yeah. Purnell Whitaker.
And he's gonna figure out Periscope before you and I do. Purnell Whitaker. Well, he was an '84 Olympian. I'm gonna say he turned pro early '85.
Late 84.
Late '84. Okay. Good for these guys.
And where was his first fight?
New York City, and he fought a really good guy. I think he went the distance. I think his fight went the distance, but he fought a guy who was like, had a really good record.
You know, I don't know.
I mean,
who
he
fought.
had like 10 or 12 fights. You know what I mean?
No, his first fight. No, I meant his first fight.
Yeah, I'm talking about Whitaker.
Well,
He fought a solid guy in his pro debut.
It was Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
He won by second round.
Oh, he
knockout.
did. Good for him. But I think it was a good fighter.
Okay. And
I know they moved Purnell real fast. Like.
And what was his
first title shot? What year was his first title shot?
Yeah.
So he turned pro in late '84. Shoot, man. I'm gonna say like early '86. He challenged Jose Luis Ramirez for the It was either WBC or WBA title in France, which was the adopted home of Ramirez, who was Mexican, a southpaw. Fought not unlike Jose Luis Castillo, a little bit like Chavez, but he was a southpaw. And amazing stamina and a lot of fights. Dude had like.
I think I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I just I missed one, I guess. You got.
What do you have? You have Greg Hogan with the IBF belt.
Yeah.
Now that was the second shot.
Yeah, that's an 89.
Yeah,
so
and then I think he had a rematch with Ramirez and won that going away.
Yeah.
That was in Norfolk, Virginia, Whitaker's hometown. And then in 1990, he unified the lightweight titles by beating the WBA guy, Juan Nazario, who had upset Ramirez. Not Ramirez, he had upset Rosario. And I remember watching that on network TV. I don't remember the network, but I remember watching it. I was doing an internship, college internship at a public radio station in Philadelphia. And I watched boxing all the time. Because I was in this station where they had like 7 or 8 different screens. My job was just like to record satellite feeds for public TV, shows for public TV. And I had at least 3 screens on that were dedicated to boxing. Live boxing that was coming on some network. And I watched a lot of boxing that summer. And that was one of the fights. Whitaker, Nazario, Jeff Harding against Dennis Andrews for the light heavyweight title, and Jorge Paez against that karate guy from Texas. Remember the white guy I'm talking about with curly hair?
Yeah.
He used to hop, 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 hop every time he punched. Troy Dorsey.
Yeah, Troy Dorsey.
Yeah, I think it was their rematch.
Yeah.
A great, not great, but a really good heavyweight fight. Better than what we saw against Wilder and Spilka was Ray Mercer against Smokin' Burt Cooper.
Oh,
that was for the NABF.
That was incredible.
They just beat the hell out of each other, man, for 12 rounds.
Fight.
It was, and I'm leaving fights out. Nigel Benn against Iran Barkley. Deontay Wilder's trainer, Mark Breland, lost to Aaron Superman Davis out of the Bronx. All these fights, every fight I just mentioned, was like Saturday afternoon TV. Sometimes Friday, I don't know.
Sometimes Sunday.
Friday night, maybe sometimes Sunday, but I would just watch boxing like Saturday afternoons, and then like ABC Wide World of Sports over the summer. They did a lot of track and field. So I watched international track and field. I was in heaven.
And then when did you watch football?
Never.
I heard the playoffs are on right now.
I can't tell you who's playing. Steve Kim can. All right. So not too good. Maybe like 50-50?
No, not too good. It was spectacular.
Did I get a B average?
No, this I thought was going to be too tough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to know Bernard. I'm going to know my man.
You're really
right
good. So be sure to watch Bernard's 5th pro fight on YouTube. You will not believe how great he is.
You see it. You see the seed
and just
that grew into that great plant.
Watch the way he blocks these punches with his elbows. And oh, my God, that fight, I watch it almost every day. It's just I learn something every day.
That's the great thing about not being a super athlete is you got to learn all these other facets, the finer points of the sweet science.
It's good.
Bernard did that.
Anyway, great talking to you guys.
All right, we're gonna run some more, at least a 300 meters.
You did great, Dougie.
Thanks.
Unbelievable.
Bye, everybody.